Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about right now is what happened with the Marine Corps. United States Marine Corps aircraft with 23 Marines aboard have crashed on a northern Australian island on Sunday. 3 have fallen, and there are some that are critically injured. I think it's like 5 are critically injured, 20 are injured. Okay. This was during a multinational training exercise. This happened on Melville, Melville Island. 5 were flown in serious condition 50 miles to the mainland city of Darwin for hospital treatment after the Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey aircraft crashed about 9:30 in the morning. And that is a statement from the Marine Corps. Recovery efforts are ongoing. Adding the cause of the crash was under investigation. Aircraft has been sent from Darwin to retrieve more survivors from the remote island, but there are no further details on the fate of the other 15 Marines that were on board. Has been released hours later. A U.S. military official reported to Australian air traffic controllers that a significant fire in the vicinity of the aircraft. Melville residents were fishing from a beach when the Osprey crashed and told Australian Broadcasting Corp that they saw a big mushroom of black smoke rise from the wreckage. Northern Territory Police Commissioner Michael Murphy said no one on board had escaped injury, and one of the injured was undergoing surgery at the Royal Darwin Hospital. Northern Territory Chief Minister Natasha Fyles, F-Y-L-E-S, said around 6 hours after the crash. They said, "We acknowledge that this is a terrible incident, and the Northern Territory government stands by to offer whatever assistance is required." Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said only Americans were injured in the crash during the exercise Predator's Run, which involves the militaries of the United States, of Australia, of Indonesia, of the Philippines, and East Timor, Timor. They said, "Our thoughts and deepest condolences are with the 3 U.S. service personnel who have fallen, those who have been injured, and the rest of the crew, and indeed the entire United States Armed Forces." That's what Albanese said in his statement, and I thank you for saying that, sir, of my sons and daughters. Jeez. Marine mom. Hoorah. Australia will continue to provide assistance to our friends as long as required, he added. Around 150 U.S. Marines are currently based in Darwin, and up to 2,500 rotate through the city every single year. They are part of a realignment of forces in the Asia Pacific that broadly meant to face an increasingly assertive China. The 12-day exercise is scheduled to end at around like September 7th. And it involves troops on land, in the sea, and also in the air. And the exercise has been paused since the crash. Now, the Osprey is a hybrid aircraft that takes off and lands like a helicopter does, but during flight can rotate its propellers forward and then cruise much faster like an airplane does. And versions of the aircraft are flown by U.S. Marine Corps, by the Navy, and also by the Air Force. Before Sunday, there have been 5 fatal crashes of Marine Ospreys since 2012, causing at least 16 deaths. And the latest was in June of 2022, when 5 Marines died in a fiery crash in a remote part of California east of San Diego. And the crash investigation report last month found that the tragedy was caused by a mechanical failure related to a clutch. So there have been 16 similar clutch problems with the Marine Ospreys. You would think that they would try and figure out why this keeps happening, but I'll go on. In flight since 2012, and that's what the report has found, but no problems have arisen since February, when the Marine Corps began replacing a piece of equipment on the aircraft. And Melville is part of the Tiwi, T-I-W-I Islands, which along with Darwin are the focus of the exercise that involves 2,500 troops, and its indigenous owned land is mostly covered by tropical woodland, and its population is around like 1,000 indigenous people. And the Osprey that crashed was one of two that had flown from Darwin to Melville on Sunday. And Darwin is a large city by the standards of Australia's sparsely populated tropical north, with a population of about 150,000. But multiple casualty events can test its major hospital resources, and the hospital has been put on its highest possible emergency alert, which means treatment of less urgent medical cases could be affected. And the U.S. military was also taking part in a multinational military exercise in July when 4 Australian personnel were killed in an Army MRH-90 Taipan, that's T-A-I-P-A-N, helicopter crash off the northeast Australian coast. So if you could all please keep these Marines, family, and friends in your thoughts and prayers along with me, okay? Marine Mom out. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless.